For 33 years, the world has searched for Freddie Mercury's hidden resting place. But the answer might have been right in front of us, buried under a single rosebush in London. Inside Garden Lodge, Mary Austin wakes every morning to the same secret. No one knows where she goes every November 24th. No one knows what she whispers in the garden. And no one, not even Queen's closest friends, ever learned where Freddie truly rests. Fans have spent decades chasing clues, from Kensal Green Cemetery to Lake Geneva, but none ever found him, because Mary Austin made a promise, and Freddie's final wish was simple: take me somewhere no one will ever find me. In 1987, Freddie walked into Harrington & Lewis, a law firm near Kensington. The world saw a superstar at his peak, but behind the tinted glasses, Freddie was hiding more than exhaustion. He'd already received the first quiet diagnosis that changed everything, and only one person knew: Mary Austin. Inside that office, Freddie left instructions that stunned even his lawyer. Garden Lodge goes to Mary, a majority of his fortune to Mary, and a final clause that would become rock history's greatest mystery: my remains shall be handled in absolute secrecy. No record, no trace. Mary alone will decide. Rumor later spread that one solicitor overheard Freddie whisper, "Peace beyond the noise. Not even heaven will find me." Whether he truly said it or not, it captured everything he feared: the chaos of fame following him even into death. He'd seen what happened to Jim Morrison's grave in Paris: graffiti, beer cans, fans turning mourning into spectacle. Freddie didn't want adoration after death. He wanted silence. By November 1991, Garden Lodge had become both a sanctuary and a hospital. Freddie, weighing barely 99 pounds, refused to let anyone but his closest circle see him. Every breath was measured, every step planned. That month he called Mary to his bedside. The curtains were drawn. Music, an unfinished Queen demo, played softly from the corner. Mary sat beside him. "Remember everything I told you," he said weakly. "Don't tell anyone. Not anyone." Jim Hutton, waiting outside the room, later told a friend he heard fragments through the door, a whisper about ashes and forever peace. Whether that's true or not, it became the start of endless speculation. Mary nodded, holding his trembling hand. "I know, Freddie. I promise," he smiled faintly. "You're my greatest love, Mary. Never forget that." The next evening, November 24th, 1991, Freddie Mercury took his final breath. Mary was there, holding his hand. Jim was waiting just outside. The man who'd shared his final 7 years, excluded now from the deepest promise Freddie ever made. Freddie's cremation took place 3 days later at Kensal Green Crematorium. Only his closest friends and family attended. Cameras and press were kept blocks away. When Mary left the building, she was holding a small urn, but after that moment she vanished. For 6 hours, no one could reach her. Not Brian May, not Roger Taylor, not even Freddie's assistant Peter Freestone. A chauffeur later claimed he drove her north of London toward Hampstead Heath, but that testimony was never verified. At 9 p.m., she returned to Garden Lodge, empty-handed. Brian May met her at the door. "Mary, where did you put him?" Mary looked straight at him. "I can't tell you, Brian. Freddie didn't want me to." He didn't ask again. He saw the steel in her eyes, the kind of loyalty that couldn't be moved by friendship, love, or guilt. 2 decades later, in 2012, a fan walking through Kensal Green noticed a small bronze plaque set into a wall. "Pour être toujours près de toi avec tout mon amour, M. To always be close to you with all my love, M." It wasn't in cemetery records. It appeared overnight, and it unleashed chaos. Thousands of fans came, leaving flowers, candles, and letters. The plaque became a shrine, though no one could confirm if Freddie's ashes were truly there. The cemetery spokesperson told the press, "It's not official. We don't know who placed it or when." Was it Mary herself, leaving a symbolic marker to divert attention from the truth? Or a fan, maybe even someone inside Queen's circle, creating a decoy? Mary never commented. Not a single word. After Freddie's death, Jim Hutton's life changed overnight. The will left him $500, $1,000, and 3 months to vacate Garden Lodge. Mary was now the owner of the house, the money, and perhaps Freddie himself. Friends say Jim felt betrayed. "She took everything," he allegedly told one confidant. "The house, the money, even his body." In 1994, Jim returned to Ireland and lived quietly. But he never forgot. In 2010, months before his death, he published his memoir, Mercury and Me. Inside was a claim that shook fans. Freddie is buried beneath a rosebush in Garden Lodge. Soon after, He retracted it, saying he wasn't sure. Some close friends whispered that Mary's lawyers had contacted him. No evidence was ever produced, but the rumor alone gave the legend new life. Jim Hutton's final words to a friend were heartbreakingly simple: "I died without knowing where Freddie was." For more than 3 decades, Mary Austin has lived alone in Garden Lodge. She never remarried. She rarely speaks to the press, but former staff have quietly told stories, all unconfirmed yet eerily consistent. A gardener once said, "There's a spot she won't let anyone touch. No trimming, no watering. She just sits there sometimes, talking under her breath." Satellite images of the garden show one rose bush, larger, older, slightly discolored. Coincidence? Maybe. Or proof that Freddie never left home at all. Every year on November 24th, Mary vanishes for 24 hours. Her phone off, no visitors, no explanation. Is she visiting Freddie's resting place? Or just hiding from the pain? Whatever the truth, she's never broken routine. 33 years! The same day, the same silence. Over the years, 2 popular theories dominated fan forums and documentaries. Theory 1, Lake Geneva, Switzerland. Freddie loved Montreux. He recorded "Made in Heaven" there, sat for hours by the water listening to music. Some claim Mary scattered his ashes there in the winter of 1991. A hotel clerk even claimed he saw her check in under a false name, but records show no such booking. Theory 2, Zanzibar, Tanzania. Freddie's birthplace, his childhood home. A documentary crew searched there in 2019, interviewing family friends. None remembered Mary ever visiting. Both trails ended cold, perhaps intentionally. As one Queen associate once said, if Mary wanted to bury a secret, she would bury it well. Mary is now in her 70s, her hair white, her voice soft, but her loyalty unchanged. She still lives behind the black gate of Garden Lodge, and she still protects Freddie. Rumor has it that her will contains a sealed envelope locked inside her lawyer's safe, to be opened only after her death. What's inside? Some say a map with coordinates. Others say a final letter explaining everything. Her lawyers refuse to comment. In 2022, her eldest son Richard was seen leaving that law office. When asked by reporters if he knew the truth, he just smiled and said, "My mother keeps her promises." Maybe the envelope exists, maybe it never will, but as long as Mary is alive, the secret remains locked away with her. Freddie Mercury's story is often told through his music, his performances, his power. But this chapter, Mary's chapter, is one of silence. While others sold stories and memoirs, Mary chose to disappear. No interviews, no photos, no autographs. Just a house filled with memories and a rosebush no one touches. Brian May once said, "Mary was Freddie's rock. Even now, she's still protecting him." And Roger Taylor called her silence the purest form of love I've ever seen. Maybe they know more than they admit. Maybe they helped her. But if so, they too have kept the promise. There's a house in London where the world walks by without knowing that one of music's greatest secrets rests behind its walls. Every morning, Mary Austin looks out her window. She doesn't see a shrine or a tomb. She sees the garden where she once laughed with Freddie Mercury, and perhaps where he still rests beneath the earth. She'll never say. She doesn't need to, because in that silence is the truest kind of love, the kind that protects instead of proclaims. Freddie once said, "Death isn't sleeping forever. It's living forever in the hearts of those you love." And in Mary's heart, he never left. There's a rose bush that blooms every spring in Garden Lodge. Under its roots may lie the greatest artist of our time, or just the echo of a promise that refused to die. Either way, it's a reminder that love, real love, never needs a grave to live forever. If this story moved you, hit subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another legendary story. And tell us in the comments, do you believe Freddie is really under the rose bush, or did Mary hide him somewhere the world will never find?